join us, and I hope this would be a great conference. That's all.
Silva is not with us right now, but she will be the one moderating as well on room 1 as a backup for Peter. So as tomorrow all day on room 1, probably you already saw her over the previous edition of MatomoCamp, as she held different conferences and was a moderator, and she's as well giving consultancy about Matomo. Lucas is not with us for this edition, but he contributed a lot over those last months and even late yesterday night. So thank you once more, Lucas, for taking part of the organizing team this year. Asta is not with us today, but she has been the one who got in contact with many different speakers and potential speakers. We contacted roughly around 160 speakers to make this edition of 2023. I don't know if Joachim is with us, seems not, but he's a German consultant. He's going to make some conference about Matomo. Valentin, Enzo, I leave you the word for leave you the stage for a couple of words.
Yes, I will talk for my fellow partners. We are Empreinte Digital, the company that support all these events, and of course, since 3 years, we are still happy to be here and enjoy the time for MatomoCamp.
Thank you, Valentin. Thank you, Enzo and Victor. About the companies, let's say, acting as sponsors for MatomoCamp, we have Matomo, so the private entity behind the development of Matomo is named InnoCraft. They are contributing to MatomoCamp by allowing us to use the logo Matomo within the one of MatomoCamp. So as sponsoring for this year, so this year we had a special challenge, which is the plugin development competition, and they are offering up to $10,000 equivalent prices for the winners of the competition. So let's say the top 3 plugin developers who register to the competition. In addition to that, so as the 2 previous editions, we got Empreinte Digital, represented today by Valentin, Victor, and Enzo. Valentin, would you like to say again some words about Empreinte Digital?
Yes, Empreinte Digital is a French company. We are 30 years company acting in development and open source software. We are using Matomo for a long time now, and we had an infrastructure expert on Matomo.
Okay. Thank you. As well, so as let's say historical sponsor, we have Mist Analytics, represented today by Stefan Koenig. Stefan, would you like to say a couple of words?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so we're an digital analytics agency, and we provide a lot of implementation and consultancy around Matomo, analysis around Matomo, do large-scale implementations and improvements of the performance of Matomo for major clients like the Dutch Tax Authority, and also for Viva Systems, an American client of ours, C. Heinz, and some other clients as well. The entire process from defining KPIs to configuring solutions like Matomo to analyzing the data and optimizing it via A/B testing. So it's basically what we do for around 6 years now. Thank you. Happy to be a sponsor this year as well.
We got as well as a sponsor Sonora, represented today by Peter. Welcome.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, we are Sonora Consulting, and basically we are also doing Matomo implementations on a large scale for all kinds of customers worldwide. We have a lot of customers here in Europe, from Switzerland to New Zealand, and also Canada and USA. Also, it's interesting because the US is also now nearly overtaking us in terms of data privacy. So, and the first talk will be about that today. So I'm very thrilled to see you there. So that's basically what we do.
Thank you, Peter. So as well, we would like to thank Stairs for as well investing. So that was mostly on the WordPress website. So those were all the sponsors that we got for this edition and previous edition, so as the different individuals for MatomoCamp. So about the events. So the events will start, already started at 9 a.m. and will end up at 5 p.m. Central European time. That's going to be the same thing tomorrow. It's just that tomorrow we don't have any opening ceremony. So conferences, real conferences, the one that you have an interest in, will start at 9 rather than today we're starting at 10. Note as well that a plugin development competition has been organized over the last months. We did our best to communicate about it on social network, on the official website, through as well the Matomo newsletter. The competition ended up on October the 31st. And the winners will be announced by Jorge and Ronan tomorrow. If I remember well, that should be at 1 p.m. or 2 p.m. But the dedicated conferences will be held for this in order to announce the different winners. For these events, we have 3 rooms. Okay, we have one conference held in each room all the time. They are all held in parallel and they are all starting at the same time. What we tend to do is to have one main room, let's say called room 1, which is, let's say, mostly about Matomo analytics or a big topic. Then in room number 2, this is where we put, let's say, I'm not going to say secondary topic, but topics which are turning around Matomo. So that's not an exact science. And the third one for sure is the one dealing with local languages. So in the third room, you will get conferences either in French, either in German, either in Finnish, or either in Italian, but you don't have any conferences in English. All the events are streamed on live.matomocamp.org and on YouTube. So what you need to do is that you just need to go on live.matomocamp.org and you just need to click on the button named Watch the conference that you want to have a look at. If you think that, if you find that, let's say, the way that the page live.matomocamp.org is not that well displayed, you can click on the button named Schedule and you will get a proper schedule with the different conferences which are held in which room. And then you can come back on live.matomocamp.org in order to select the conference that you would like to attend. If you click on a link and you see that there's no conference there, it probably means that the conference has not yet started. So of course, if it says that the conference is supposed to start at 10, well, you should be at 10 within the room. If the conference is, of course, starting a little bit late, well, just come back 30 seconds later, refresh your page, and you should be able to see the live conference. During the live conference, you don't have the possibility to interact directly with the speaker. In order to interact with her or him, what you need to do is that you need to register to a service which is named chat.matomocamp.org in order to have the possibility to interact with her or him. I'm just going to make a brief demo of what I'm saying here. So I'm just going to share my screen. I guess I can take this one. Okay. So I don't know if Valentin, does it work? Can you see my screen currently?
I can see your screen.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. So let's imagine that you would like to attend to the event. All you need is to access to live.matomocamp.org. Okay. And from here, you just need to click on the given link in order to access to the different streams. So let's imagine that in some seconds from now, I would like to access to the conference from MatomoCamp. So I just need to go on live.matomocamp.org. I just click over here, and then at 10, if I click on this button, I will get the conference from MatomoCamp. On the other side, if I would like to interact with, let's say, Max Schrems and would like to ask him some question, I will click over here in chat. Then you will see that you're going to have, you will have, let's say, a window asking you to register if you don't have yet an account on our platform. And then you can go over here and ask the different questions that you have. In each room, we have a moderator. She or he is in charge to read the different questions and then, of course, to filter it and then to ask it to the speaker if, of course, the question is if the question makes sense. You can as well enter in any other room in order to interact with any other attendees of the event, either a speaker or either an attendee or either a moderator. There are, of course, one room for each conference, so as additional room that you can explore over here. So let's imagine that you would like just to get some information about how Matomo is organized. I mean, you have some question, you just go in the info desk and you ask your question over here. If you would like, for example, to get some answers about Matomo in particular, because I don't know, you came to MatomoCamp in order to have answers to your question, you can just write them over here. If you want to talk about, I don't know, a bit everything, you can just go within the cafe. I mean, there are many that you can explore in order to meet some people. For example, you can just go on the Dutch room if you know German and start to discuss with other German speakers if you would like to connect. If not, you can as well pick up any other conference to ask some questions for. So MatomoCamp, as you understood, is an event which is held by individuals and companies who are spending some time in organizing it. So, of course, it will be really interesting for us that we get as well your contribution. So how can you help? So you can use, as I just showed you, chat.matomocamp.org. I don't know why it's written twice here, in order to ask some question and support our speakers. So as well, the organizing team, keep in mind that our team spent a lot of time in organizing MatomoCamp. So if you can just say some nice words in order to say, hey guys, you are doing an amazing work, or just report us some error if you are experiencing some issue with the streaming that we may have not seen. If you would like as well to say thank you to the speaker, that helped a lot because they spent a lot of time in making their conferences. You can support as well on the social network. So we have a LinkedIn group. So do not hesitate to share the different posts that we have, because it's then giving us more visibility. If we get more visibility, we get a bigger network. If we get a bigger network, we are less struggling in order to find some speaker for the next edition. We as well get more chances in order to run, let's say, local MatomoCamp in different languages, let's say baby MatomoCamp. We have as well X Twitter account, MatomoCamp. We have as well a YouTube account. We have as well a Mastodon account. So do not to give your feedback, to just support us over there. Just a simple like can make sometimes a difference. If you have some time to dedicate to the organization of a MatomoCamp, or if you just would like to do something for the community, feel free to write us at team@matomocamp.org. We will, of course, at the end of MatomoCamp 2023, prepare the edition for 2024. So we are, of course, looking for human resources here. Keep in mind that just finding out the speaker, it takes like 3 to 4 intense months of work. So it's that's a lot. You can as well sponsor us for the next plugin development competition for MatomoCamp 2024. So here, what are we looking for? I don't know, any let's say reward the different plugin developer and to give them let's say more incentives in order to participate to the competition. About the technologies that we are using for this event, so as the previous edition, once more, we would like to thank all the free software editors which are listed here and that we are using to hold this competition, such as Matomo Analytics, Big Blue Button, which is the platform that we are currently using right now in order to interact with the speakers, Element.io and Matrix.org, which is the technology used in order to hold chat.matomocamp.org, Pretalks, which is the free software used in order to register the different conference speakers proposal, WordPress, which is the CMS which is used in order to hold our website on matomocamp.org, Nextcloud, which is the platform that we use in order to share among the organizing team, Nginx, which is the server behind the support of all the technologies that we have on our server, and KDN Live, I guess that's for the streaming part. So once more, I would like to say thank you for all those technologies provider. As I mentioned before, we added this year 2 proprietary technologies, mostly in order to expand, let's say, our audience, because as I said previously, we are struggling every year to recruit some new speakers, and we think that using LinkedIn and YouTube can help us make MatomoCamp Matomo more known to a wider audience. So that's, let's say, kind of the only exception that we are using for proprietary technologies. What's next? So conferences start at 10 a.m. So the idea is always to give you a bit of time after the opening ceremony so that you can go and grab a cup of coffee. Take the time to register to chat.matomocamp.org. If you have any issue in the meantime, feel free to write us at team@matomocamp.org. We're going to your message and see how we can how we can help. Do not hesitate on chat.matomocamp.org to be nice to each other and to already start to help others if this is their first MatomoCamp. All a great MatomoCamp, and before wishing you great MatomoCamp, I wanted to quickly give you an overview about the time schedule that we have. Sorry to ask you that again, Valentin, but can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. This is the schedule of MatomoCamp edition 2023. So as I said, we contacted over 160 speakers, and out 40 answered positively. Some people answered positively, but finally could not make it. Some of them answered positively, but for edition 2024. So I will say 25% of conversion rate is not bad at all. And I really would like to thank all the people that we got the chance to get in contact with to give a conference at MatomoCamp, because they have all been nice and open. 10 a.m. That's not a joke. We are going to have for real a conference held by Max Schrems. We are really happy to have him. According to what I remember, we contacted him back in 2021. It wasn't possible. We did another go in 2022. It wasn't possible as well. And he gave us a go for 2023. So we are just really happy, delighted to have him today. So do not hesitate in the chat to say thank you for giving the time to come on stage and to explain to the MatomoCamp Matomo community about the EU-US data privacy framework, which have been set some months ago. At the same time, in room number 2, we're going to have a conference from Fabio Kraus about Matomo and Ghost CMS. In room number 3, we're going to have a conference in French from Nicolas Cholet, and there's another speaker with him, but unfortunately I forgot the name. Sorry, Nicolas. I think it's Louis Dubois, but I'm not 100% sure. Then at 11, we're going to have a conference held by Rémy about mastering Matomo analytics for marketers. Then you saw him in the opening ceremony. Stefan Koenig will introduce you his plugin named Matomo Surveys, which allow you to collect qualitative data within Matomo. At the same time, in room number 3, you're going to have Justine Gonzalez for a conference in French about how to analyze your data in Matomo. At 1 p.m., that's the first time that she's going to hold a conference at MatomoCamp, and I would like to thank her for coming with us. It's Leticia Rodriguez Morado. Initially, the conference was supposed to be in Spanish, but as the topic that she introduced to us, that she suggested to us, was kind of global and very interesting on a stage, we suggested that English version, so she's going to go for explaining how you can analyze form with Matomo Analytics. At the same time, in room number 2, we're going to have a conference about data visualization with technology that some of you may know, named Tableau software, so how to use data of Matomo with Tableau software. And at the same time, in French, we're going to have a conference by Valentin that you saw as well in the opening ceremony about how to manage huge amount of traffic within Matomo. At 2 p.m., we're going to have another conference by Nicolas Cholet, this time in English in room number 1, about, let's say, similar topic than the one dealing with Tableau software, but this time with BigQuery and Looker Studio. At the same time, you're going to have a conference held by Jorge about Matomo plugin development best practices. In room number 3 at 2 p.m. in French, you're going to have the last conference that we registered yesterday at 4 p.m., if I remember well, about how did WordPress became so popular, and let's say how Matomo can inspire from it, so to say, developing an active community, so as WordPress. At 3 p.m., conference will be held by Aurélie Pauls about Artificial Intelligence Act. That's, as I say, we are looking at conferences which are dealing with Matomo and as well topics which are around Matomo. And we consider, of course, that everything which deals with privacy is part of it. So that's what the conference of Aurélie will be about. At 3 p.m. in room number 2, we're going to have a conference from Roré again, so putting a lot of effort within MatomoCamp about how to troubleshoot Matomo. At 3 p.m., so not in French this time, but in Italian, and I really would like to thank him for sending him his conference. So this one is a pre-recorded conference from Francesco De Nobili, who is the first person who wrote a book about Matomo in Italian. And this conference will be about mostly lead generation with Matomo. And in the afternoon at 4 p.m., we're going to have from a conference from the famous Matomo consultant Thomas Persson from Sweden about Digitalist's 5 best practices for Matomo Tag Manager. At the same time, in room number 2 as well, we're going to have a known conference speaker, Dan Banks, coming from the United States, about how he built up an artificial intelligence app by using the Matomo API and, of course, AI. And at 4 p.m. in French, we're going to have the one of the representatives of InnoCraft, Carmen Soigny, who's going to hold a conference in French about Matomo, which is about the French web analytics solutions. The next day, on Friday, as you can see, we have as well a complete time schedule. So we will start at 9 a.m. about free software data visualization with Thomas Persson. Then at the same time, I'm going to hold a conference with David Négrier about, let's say, the future of Matomo community events where I will give, let's say, a vision that I have about how to create some baby MatomoCamp with a platform named Work Adventure. Then in room number 3, we're going to have a conference in Finnish. I really would like to thank Mika Maki for making the effort to make it in Finnish, because we are lacking of local languages. I really did my best to try to recruit people to talk in their local language, but it's hard to convince, mainly for audience reasons. I have another conference from Roré about global insights and how to use artificial intelligence with Matomo Analytics. Then at the same time, we're going to have a conference in English by Valentin Barrez and his team about how to manage huge traffic volume Matomo, this time in English. In room number 3, conferences in German will start with Thomas Chardonneau. So let's say how to analyze your data with Matomo. At 11 a.m., we're going to have a pre-recorded conference from Mark Ruin that I really would like to thank. So Mark Ruin is one of the co-organizers of MatomoCamp New Zealand, and he will explain us about what about the New Zealandish digital analytics market. As you know, Matomo is developed by a company named InnoCraft, which is mostly having workers based in New Zealand, and we were interested in knowing about how is it going in New Zealand specifically in terms of digital analytics, and he accepted to come on stage and send us a 30 minutes video explaining about the New Zealandish web analytics market. At 11 a.m. at the same time, we're going to have a conference held by Frederick Forster, who will be the moderator of room number 3 today on November the 9th. This conference will be about how to use Matomo e-commerce tracking with an existing measurement plan made for Google Analytics. At the same time, we're going to have a conference about how to use as well your data for optimization by Joachim Nickel in German. If you don't want to have any break on November the 10th, we're going to have a conference at 12 p.m. from Nathan Freitas and John Hayes. I just would like to say once more thank you to Nathan Freitas, who accepted once more to give a conference at MatomoCamp. I saw already the preview. It was really funny. And they are based in the United States, and they accepted to wake up very early tomorrow in order to make this conference. So we hope that you will have the chance to have a look at it. At 1 p.m. tomorrow, we're going to have a conference from Diana Huff and James Alavosus about small data, about, let's say, how to track website conversion for smaller manufacturers. She is from the United States, so as well making an effort to be here very early. At 1 p.m. at the same time, we're going to have the winners of the MatomoCamp plugin development competition announced by Ronan and Roré. They will explain you what are the different plugins which have been submitted, what are they doing, and why this plugin has been taking the first place, why this one is taking the second one, why this one is taking the third, and so on and so forth. And at the same time, in room number 3, that's probably the only English conference which is going to be in this room 3. Okay, that's myself making a conference about how you can use ChatGPT in order to create 10 plugins within Matomo. At 2 p.m., we're going to have a conference from our speaker as well, Jean-Marc Courtiade, about how to use virtual pages in Matomo. At the same time, in room number 2, we're going to have one from Ronan about how you can use weather forecasts within Matomo in order to take some decision. In room number 3, 2 p.m., we're going to have a conference named by Bernard Pranche. That's going to be his first conference at MatomoCamp about data visualization with BigQuery and Looker. And at 3 p.m. from the United States, we'll have Jessica Dunbar about optimizing intranet success. At the same time, we are going to have a conference from Laurent Sittler based in Canada about how to use Matomo Analytics on SharePoint. And at the same time, we are going to have a conference held in German by Thomas Zeitnamel that you saw during the opening ceremony about how to perform campaign tracking with Matomo. And at 4 p.m., we will close the MatomoCamp ceremony. So the event will probably finish around 4:30. Wow. And that's all about everything that I wanted to say. If Peter, Ronan, Stéphane, Thomas, Valentin, Victor, you would like to say one last thing to our audience, please just switch on your camera and feel free to just share some words with our audience.
Just enjoy.
Yes, also for me, just enjoy and maybe advice. We also on YouTube. You can follow the live stream on YouTube and search only for the channel MatomoCamp on YouTube, and you can find the live stream also.
Perfect. So we wish you all a great MatomoCamp. So the event is starting in 15 minutes from now. The time for you to already register to chat.matomocamp, interact with others, take a glass of water, a cup of coffee, and hope you will enjoy the event. Thank you.